Know this, my friends, God uses clay pots, and I know what you're thinking. What? Well, 2 Corinthians 4:7 says, we now have this light shining in our hearts, but we ourselves are like fragile clay jars containing this great treasure. And this makes it clear that our great power is from God, not from ourselves. And we must read this verse in its context to understand it, because it's super important. And to do so, we must understand what Paul said in the prior verses. Verse 6, he said that God who created light does the same kind of thing to bring about in blind sinners like us the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus. And then in verse 4, this light is called the light of the gospel of the glory of Jesus. So in other words, the light is the gospel. It's the good news. God has opened our eyes to this good news, and you now see Jesus and treasure him. You now have this treasure, this light inside of you. We have the gospel with its light-giving power. But verse 7 says we have this light in jars of clay. Jars of clay is a reference to us. We are the jars of clay. And that is, compared to the treasure, the light in us, we are clay. We're not gold. The gospel's gold. We're not silver. The news about Jesus is silver. We're not bronze. The power of Christ is bronze. This means that if you feel average or below average in your ability to share the gospel treasure, you are closer to the truth than someone who feels powerful and wise and self-sufficient. Paul wants us to realize that we are all clay pots, not gold or silver or crystal. He's saying from the most sophisticated to the most average, we are all clay pots when it comes to containing and sharing the good news. He is saying the thought of you and I thinking that we are anything special in comparison to this light in us is absolutely foolish. I plant, you water. But it is God who gives the growth, not us. So what is the point of being a clay pot? Well, God's aim is that his own power through the gospel be honored, not us. Which means that if you feel average or less than average in your ability to share this good news, you're the person that God is looking for. Welcome to the club. A clay pot who simply shares the treasure of the gospel, not the glitzy intellect, not the glitzy eloquence, not the glitzy beauty or strength, or cultural relevance, sounding so hip and so cool that you get in the way. Friends, the gospel is not cool. It's like a stick of dynamite and it blows people to smithereens for Jesus. It changes their life forever. It changed my life forever because someone shared the raw gospel with me. And that is what we are to do. And then God will do his work through the gospel. And the surpassing power will belong to him, not us. So be encouraged, ordinary Christian. You are appointed precisely in your ordinariness for the greatest work in the world, showing the treasure of Jesus to this dark world around you.